I am here to answer the important questions, as always. And this time, how are the Koopas from the Mario Bros. Series related to each other? Now, I'm sure no one has ever asked this question in their entire life. And obviously they haven't. Who would? My life is a sad story, okay? So anyways, I should probably explain what taxonomy is first. It's probably read the title before clicking this video. Taxonomy is like the how animals relate to each other. Just I can't describe it. Just let's look up the definition. So, anyways, here is my cladogram, which is like a diagram that shows how they're related to each other, of the Koopas and Buzzy Beetles and Spinies and things like that. So, this is probably a lot to take in, and I'm gonna go explain why I put stuff where it is. So first, let's go with this side, which has things like the Buzzy Beetles and Spinies. So, okay, first I should probably explain. So the closer they are to branching off at the top, the more basal, or if you're a fascist, primitive the animal is, and the further to the left they are, the more advanced they are, in a crude way of saying it. So first off, I'm going to show here is the Buster Beetle and Spike. Now, I am almost certain the Buster Beetle is here, but the Spike, this is just the best place I could put it. If it's not here, it's probably nowhere else on the chart. But so the reason I put it closest related to here is because to the Buster Beetle is because they both have 4 fingers and 3 toes, and don't have any underbelly to their shell. But if they're not here, then I don't think they are anywhere on the Koopa cladogram. So anyways, next we have the ones that I like to call beetles I had no idea where else to place, and that is the Parabeetle and Magmite. Now the Magmite I never heard of before doing this. It's an enemy from Mario RPG, which I've never played, so I know almost nothing about the Magmite. But the only reason I put them close to the Parabeetle is because they're one of the few things that have no spike and black eyes. Because next here, we have the main Buzzy Beetle, and the main Buzzy Beetle is has like red eyes, 3 toes on each of its feet. Yeah, it's the standard. It's the standard one. And next here, which I realize is probably not the right placement for it while I was making this, is the Spike Top, which is just a Buzzy Beetle, but with Spike on it. And yeah, it's probably more like this. This is probably what it looks like more, and they just developed spikes on their own. Because last year, we have the Spiny and the Sharpie, which are pretty obviously closely related to each other. The Sharpie is just really weird. And yeah, you can tell they're closely related to the Buzzy Beetles because they all have 3 toes on each of their feet. So anyways, next here, we're going to cover the Koopas, the main Koopas. Those Koopas you think of when you hear the word Koopa. Or more likely, you don't think of anything, and you just wonder why someone's mentioning Koopa. Anyways. So yeah, here we go. So, first here, we have the quadrupedal basal Koopas with 2 toes, and that is the Trupia and Coupelion. I think they just lost 2 of their toes. Because I still think the ancestor of all these guys had 4 toes, and I just put them closely related to each other because they both have 2 toes and are quadrupedal. But yeah, and the reason I think all of them used to have 4 toes is because of this guy, the quadrupedal Koopa Troopa, which is, you're probably wondering why I specified quadrupedal, and you'll see why in a bit. But yeah, they're pretty obviously one of the most primitive forms. So now we have the Koopas from Super Mario Sunshine. And these guys are the red and blue Electro Koopa and the Snooza Koopa. And they are the first kind that have hair, as you can see from the blue Electro Koopa. And it's pretty obvious the red and blue Electro Koopa are closely related. And the Snooza Koopa, and I think they're all closely related, because if you look, I probably should have included a picture, but they both have like a scaly hexagonal underbelly, unlike the normal banded ones that most Koopas have. So now we have the standard Koopa, when you think of Koopa, the most standard of them, the bipedal Koopa Troopa, and there's also the Nokatasu, which you probably never heard of because it's from Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga, which you've probably never played. So anyways, the thing about the Koopa Troopa, the bipedal one, that makes it different from the quadrupedal one is because okay, the quadrupedal Koopa Troopa, from what I know at least, tell me if I'm wrong, but have never been removed from their shell in any of these games, unlike the bipedal Koopa Troopa, which I think they are the only Koopa Troopa, from what I know, once again, tell me in the comments if I'm wrong, who can remove their shell. And also because you can see, like, female and old Koopa Troopas in, like, the Mario and Luigi series and the Paper Mario series that have hair, which is really weird when you think about it. So anyways, so now I'm going to go more in depth on that part, on this part, because this is where it starts getting pretty advanced. I need more of an explanation. So first here, on the more explanatory one, is the Hammer Bro and Boomerang Bro from Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga. So I think they're obviously different from the Koopa Troopa, in case you haven't seen, like, their head shape's way different. And just look at this, okay? Here's the head of a Hammer Bro, and here's the head of a Koopa Troopa. Pretty different, aren't they? Also, note how on the Hammer Bro's head, they have their beak is beginning to segment and turn into a different kind of color, which I didn't realize this until I began doing this video. So next here we have the Chargin' Chuck, which I never noticed until I did this, but look at its head. Its beak is even more flattened to its face and less sharp, less beak-like, you would say. And this is the beginning of the transition from beak to lip, which I'm sure almost nobody has ever noticed, but now you probably won't be able to unsee it after this. So anyways, here we have the Lakitu, whatever. They're confusing. I'm not sure if they would be here, but I'm pretty sure they are. And if anything, they would show the antithesis of the segmentation of the nose, which Lakitus are really weird when you think about it, because they have like a human head on a turtle body. And yeah, if they're not here, once again, they're probably somewhere deeper into the further to the right. But yeah, they're pretty confusing. But more importantly here, we have the antithesis, the true advanced form of lip, the Sumo Bro. And by looking at the Hammer Bro, the Chargin' Chuck, and the Sumo Bro, we get a clear picture of the movement of the transformation from beak to lip. And also, I'm not sure, this was one of my theories, but I thought for a bit that the Sumo Bro and the Lakitu were closer related because they both live in the clouds and have tiny little black eyes that you seem to not be able to see very well, because look, all the Lakitus, all of them have glasses or goggles, either of them. So anyways, next here we have the beginning of another transformation, starting with the Dry Bones. Now, you've probably been thinking, wait a minute, but the Dry Bones is a Koopa. Yeah, I thought so too at the beginning of this, but then I realized that Okay, first things first, look at how big their skull is in comparison to their body. It is way bigger than the Koopa Troopas. Also, dry bones have never been removed from their shell. I know this for a fact. And, well, if I said it that way really confidently, if somebody proves me wrong, that's going to be pretty embarrassing, isn't it? So anyways, yeah, look at their skull. You notice the back of their mouth here? They have the beginning of the formation of teeth. They have the serrated skull. And also, you probably will thinking, well, wait, their skull that has a point there. It's a beak. So it's not. But I'm thinking here that it's still a lip because look at Dry Bowser's skull. Look at Bowser's skull. It looks like it has a beak, and he too has lips. And that's a pretty good transition to this. Look, okay, we have Boom Boom and Bowser. Now, Boom Boom is almost certainly super closely related to Bowser because they both have 4 fingers, 3 toes, both have these claws, both are pretty, and also I have Bowser there. That includes things like Bowser Jr. and the Koopalings and all that kind of stuff, which are clearly their own species. Anyways, as you can see here, Bowser seems like, look at his skull. It's like a more advanced version of the dry bone skull, because look at the teeth. The teeth are more advanced than they were before, and yeah, I still think that they have the dry bones would have lips, and also you can see hair on Boom Boom by looking at Pom Pom, which is pretty much just a female version of Boom Boom. So anyways, now last here we have one of them that I have never heard of before this, the Vommer, which is also only from Mario RPG. And as you can see here is the true maximum form of teeth, okay? These teeth are completely segmented, completely separate from the skull. You can see, looking from the dry bones to the Vommer, with Bowser in the middle, the complete transformation of just part of the skull to teeth, which is pretty neat when I figured that out. And also close to it, we have the dry bones from Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga, which I think are their own thing, of course. Because just look at their teeth; those are some extremely advanced teeth, and similar to the Vommer, they also only have 2 fingers, and I think they just redeveloped quadrupedalism. But yeah, like the skull of the Vommer and the dry bones from Super Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga are almost identical, besides the general shape of their teeth. So, anyways, that's the video. Yeah, this. I'm really bad at ending these. In case you haven't watched my other videos, I'm very bad at ending these videos. So anyways, so yeah, the good thing about this is that I'll be able to update it as more Mario games come out. And I'm going to and I'll be able to be proven wrong and update my theories with the new games, okay? Just watch them have like a beaked Koopa Troopa with teeth at the end of that. That would be really bad. Oh, we've got to be